I'm going to quote a movie that I'm highly confident nobody's ever seen, maybe even heard of. The movie is called Moonlight Mile. It's got Dustin Hoffman, Susan Sarandon, and Jake Gyllenhaal. Came out about 15 years ago. And I have to say this quote because it's very, very appropriate. Susan Sarandon turns around and looks at Jake Gyllenhaal and says, "That's what I love about you. You're willing to show it all, the warts and all. Show the good, the bad, the ugly." And that's what I've always been about when I started my channel when it comes to World of Warcraft. I'll give them a golf clap when they do something great. I'll talk about the things that are so-and-so, and I'll take them out to the woodshed and beat the fucking living daylights out of them when they do something stupid. And there's been a lot of the latter lately. Here I am, no pocket healers, no 2 DPS setting up kills for me, no double groups of 4, double groups of 5, and just owning people and then putting up a video and saying, "Look how great I am, I'm so talented." There are people we know that do that. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's great to play with your subs. Some people won't even do that. They can only be seen with people that are north of 2K rated, north of 2.2K rated, north of 2.5K rated. And then they turn around and they see someone like me and they're like, "You fucking suck because you don't have rating." And then they'll swing that argument around, and then they'll turn around when things aren't going so well for them in Arena. They'll say, "Well, you know, it's a team effort." You can't have it both ways. And one thing about this game, whether it's Arena or it's BGs on a competitive level or a casual level, the bottom line is it is a team game. And this is what it's like to have an absolutely terrible team. An absolutely horrendous team. It gets to the point that I AFK out. And I'm willing to show people because this is the reality of what a lot of people are thinking, what a lot of people are experiencing, and what a lot of people are feeling about WoW PvP now. Because guess what? They're not playing in groups of 5. They're not playing with 2 pocket healers. They're not playing with 2 people setting up kills for them. They have no idea of what this is like, and they discount this as unimportant. Well, I have news for you fucking morons. The bottom line is this. When you are a new player to World of Warcraft, just bought Legion, giving PvP a shot, and this is your experience, guess what? You are now a raider. Or you are going to go play Guild Wars 2, or ESO, or WildStar, or some other MMO, because this is fucking bullshit. This is fucking trash. I can't even point the finger and say that I'm up against a pre-made. This is just the bad luck of the draw. Me being on a bad team and going up against a very coordinated good team. But that's where MMR comes into play. But Blizzard won't attribute MMR to PvP outside of competitive play because they want to keep the class fantasy or the overall fantasy of Horde versus Alliance. Meanwhile, every single other MMO out there is red versus blue. But Blizzard wants to keep that fantasy of the Horde versus the Alliance. Yet, in Wrath of the Lich King, Kata, Mop, Warlords of Draenor the fun, and I'm pretty confident it's going to happen again in Legion, we all go kumbaya, make friends with the opposing faction to beat some other big, huge threat. It's happened ever since I started playing the game like 8 or 9 years ago. The war doesn't exist anymore. And you cannot deliver a 5-man or a 6-man BG or Brawl, whatever it is you want to call it, without some kind of MMR. Because what's going to happen is that if you have a 5-man pre-made, you're going to dominate and control this. That's all there is to it. And that's what's happening. And, you know, people will say, well, it's not competitive play. It's casual play. It doesn't matter. Yes, it does matter. This is your first impression of PvP if you're a new player. Nobody just steps right into Arena. That doesn't occur. It doesn't occur. And even if it does occur, it's occurring because you have a buddy who's 2K rated and is willing to show you the ropes. And that's rare. Hey, listen, this is an MMO. This kind of imbalance is going to occur occasionally. Doesn't matter what MMO you're playing, whether it's Guild Wars 2, WoW, WildStar, ESO, doesn't matter. It's going to occur. But this is becoming the norm in World of Warcraft. This is becoming the norm. And I don't know, I'm not a smart enough guy to tell you how to fix this. I don't know how to fix this. I honestly don't. I wish I did. Maybe one day it'll hit me. Sometimes things happen that way. But I know it's a problem, and I know what the consequences are. This is why WoW PvP is on the decline, because you're not bringing in new players. You are this battleground. I'm willing to show the blemishes. I'm willing to show the warts to you guys, because this is becoming the norm. This occurs on both factions. It occurs on the Alliance a little bit more, but it occurs on both factions. And usually it's a pre-made versus noobs. And I'm not talking about a 4 or 5 man pre-made. I'm talking about 2 groups of 4. I'm talking about 2 groups of 5. This is Blizzard saying, okay, roll the dice, see what we come up with, and we'll just throw it out to the public, and hopefully they like it. I mean, they just appease people. They don't fix things. They don't care. They don't. People have been asking that same fucking question since I started playing the game in Wrath. Guess what? If you're asking the same fucking goddamn question for 8 or 9 years, the answer is yes, they don't care. Listen, people. There is a shining light here. This 6v6 in Battlegrounds could be the future of WoW PvP. You'd have to make smaller maps, but I think that there's something very, very positive here. And I am 100% confident Blizzard doesn't realize this, because they're going to stick with a bad hand. They're going to stick with Arena, something most people don't appreciate, something almost everyone doesn't fucking understand, people can't follow. If you look at successful esports out there, CSGO, League of Legends, the list goes on. Each one of them are objective-based, not kill the other team-based. Because people can just jump right in and know what's going on, and they can follow it. The novice can follow it. When a novice steps into the arena and watches a WoW arena, they don't know what's going on. They need someone to explain it to them. And even then, they still can't follow it. They still can't appreciate it. For you to make WoW a genuine esport, you need to have a 6v6 or 5v5 type of battleground. I know the arena community is going to hate me for this, but they already fucking hate me. So now you have another reason to fucking hate me, because I am 100% unequivocally correct. I am not looking at what's fun. I am not looking at anything other than what is good for the game and what is good for Blizzard, and what hasn't fucking worked for 12 years. 12 years. If Arena was gonna be successful, I think after 12 years we would have had some indication of that. I could give you stats and proofs of this. Leave it in the comments if you're interested. I'll give them to you. I've done a lot of research on this. You need objective-based PvP in order to succeed in esports. And this could be a baby step in the right direction. But as long as you're going to still continue with this Horde versus Alliance bullshit and not apply MMRs to matchmaking with teams, with players that you're playing with, as well as who your opponent is, it's all going to be a clusterfuck and a major, major disgrace. And there's no other way around this. Holinka's been gone for a month. He's been gone for a month already, and there's nothing about it. Nothing about anybody new popping up. This tells me Blizzard doesn't have a plan. This tells me Blizzard doesn't have a vision. And I hope to God I'm fucking wrong. I really do. I love this game. I have a lot of passion for this game. But I'm not going to deal with this kind of shit. I mean, I got to the point where I just AFK out for half the battleground, and I'm still fucking top damage. And part of the problem is, yeah, I play Demon Hunter. Big fucking shit. Tons of damage. I get it. That's part of the problem too. Lack of balance, lack of synergy, lack of MMR. When does this stop? When does this stop? Let me tell you something, people. If you look at this as a business, would you invest in WoW Arena going forward as an esport? Or would you like to invest your money in League of Legends? Would you like to invest your money in Overwatch? Or would you like to invest your money in WoW Arena? There's a big difference between the two. And let me tell you something. WoW is such a huge, huge franchise with such an intense following that there's a huge, huge potential. And it kills me that Blizzard is missing it. You got to get rid of Arena. You got to implement a 5v5 or 6v6 arena-sized type of objective-based PvP in order to be successful as an esport. Otherwise, your competition is going to go to CSGO and it's going to go to LoL and your numbers are going to shrink. It's happening now and it's going to continue to happen. That's what happens when the hull is compromised. The Titanic goes fucking down. And Blizzard PvP is, make no mistake, the fucking Titanic.